brought all those people out, did you find like a lot of people came out there just because they heard that you made so much money and they ended up flopping versus, or did everyone just do well and that was it?
So the one thing I've learned, at least the reason why I really liked the company I was at, I feel like they had very good values. My mentor that taught me almost everything I know, when he taught me how to recruit, he told me to recruit people not on the money, but on the experience.
Yeah.
That way you never cause that expectation to be like, oh shoot, I didn't make as much money as he said I did. It was a terrible experience. It's more like they come out there knowing they're going to fail, but they're going to learn.
Yeah.
And then when they go out learning, like going out there to just fail, they end up making money anyway. So money becomes like the byproduct of the experience.
100%.
So I don't feel like any of them, actually, I could call any of them up right now, and I'm very certain that not one of them would have regretted that decision to come knock doors with me, even if they didn't make their financial goals.
I feel like that's a big, like something I learned along the way was when you tell people about the money, and then they show up for the money, it's like people hear about a lot of money or a business that makes a lot of money, and they're so tied to the money that they show up and they work for a day and they're like, okay, the money's coming. And then after like 3 or 4 days, they're like, okay, I came here for the money. I don't have the money. So now I have to like sit in purgatory for like 6 months or a year, however many years it takes to be successful before I see that money. And you're like left without a purpose. And then you either have to, do some soul searching or basically give up and move on. So
I think that selling people on like just to use your example, like $45,000, but like each sale is $600. Like for somebody who's not in the business, like it's hard to see $600 turning into $45K in 4 months. You know what I'm saying? They're like, geez, I made $600 this week. How the hell am I going to make $45K? That doesn't make any sense, So I really like the idea of selling people more on the experience. That's good.
So
I'll add to that. I think one of the other reasons as well, and you brought it up actually, Dan, we put people in a situation where it's just sink or swim, right? They'll fly out to Calgary. It's, a 6-hour, 5-hour flight. It's not as easy. If I was like knocking doors in Montreal with my friends,
you can just quit whenever you want.
Doesn't have a good day, they could just jump right onto that bus and then go back home. Where this is like, it's such a hard thing to just, okay, now I gotta book my flight. Now I gotta, right? So when you're a quitter somewhere far, it's so much easier to have no distractions, right?
I feel like also when you're like, it's all about your environment. Like when you're surrounded by people that are just like everybody's grinding, you're looking around and you're like, am I really going to be that guy who books a flight home? And like, your threshold for bullshit and failure just like tremendously goes up. And honestly, that was like one of the things that I really envied about what you were doing when I heard about it. Cause I was like, man, this is crazy. Like we have a very similar, the business model is different, but Student Works painting was very similar. You take a bunch of university students, you've never done anything, you promise them that they're going to make a bunch of money and learn how to run a business. And a ton of them just end up like dropping because they give up or their parents start telling them, you're not getting paid for this. You should stop and focus on school. And their friends are like, why aren't you partying on Saturday night? Like, come on, let's go out. And they give up. And it's, who knows? Had they been stuck in another country or another city and they didn't have a choice, maybe a larger percentage of them would have made it.
Hey everybody, this is Patrick, just checking in quickly after the episode to say thank you so much for listening or watching. We really appreciate it. We've got some super cool interviews lined up in the near future. We're very excited about them and we think they're going to bring a lot of value to a lot of people. So make sure that you subscribe on your platform of choice. We are officially available on all major podcasting platforms and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there and stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time.